Your typical podcast.
Thanks for listening to Your Typical Podcast. I'm super excited because Big Brother season is in full effect. And I was like, I want to review Big Brother in my podcast, but who should I do it with? And I was like, well, no one would be better than my friend Pete. So welcome, Pete, to the podcast.
Hi, thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I'll just give a quick little rundown of who I am. My name is Peter Mullin. I'm a therapist in Chicago, same area as Donnie. And we actually met each other through playing a couple of these like online survivor-based games in the city and just like through the internet as well. So I think we both have a pretty dedicated, passionate feeling for, Survivor, Big Brother. So I think this is probably a pretty good duo to, talk about this kind of thing together.
Yeah, I know we've played 2 games together. I was actually thinking today, I was like, Pete, I've never written your name down. And we played twice together, and I've never voted you out of a game. I think that's pretty loyal. I
Yeah,
just want
I
to
think
say,
so too.
want to throw that out there. I don't think you've ever written my name down either.
I don't think so,
It
no.
goes back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to do this with you. I'm excited for all you to listen. We'll give our opinions. We might not be nice all the time, but that's okay. Like, you don't want to hear like fake opinions. Like, we're gonna give you the truth of what we really feel. For this first episode, we're just doing like kind of like a blind reaction. We don't really know these people. We have not seen them in the house. We got 90 seconds of them speaking, and we're judging that based on like appearance, where they're from, their age, and kind of giving our take on them before we even know them. I love Big Brother because it's live. We know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows anything, and that's so exciting to me.
Yeah, I think that's one of the really cool parts about it is that it really does, shift on a moment's notice. Every day could bring something new, and it's kind of hard to predict, which makes it really, really fun to watch day by day through the feeds or through the episodes, if that's what you prefer to watch instead.
Even the show can't keep up. Like, cause like last season, they had no idea Ashley was gonna come swoop in the end and win. No idea, because they would have given her such a better edit. But by the last few episodes, she really stepped it up, and she's our last winner, BB28. How long have you watched Big Brother?
I have been watching Big Brother since actively, like live, since Big Brother 16. I jumped onto it 2 episodes before Andy won Big Brother 15. Sorry, spoilers, but it's been about 10 years. So I fell in love with watching back the way that Andy played, and I've pretty much stuck with it since. Big live feed watcher. I watch a lot of the episodes, but pretty much just for the competitions at this point, because the live feeds do give you a pretty good idea of what's happening within the house. How about you? How long have you been watching the show?
So my first season is gonna sound so crazy. Oh my gosh. Was season, I think it was 21. The one with Christy, Tommy. Is that 21?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
20 or 21,
Crazy,
yeah.
crazy season to jump into, I just want to say. But it really kind of got me interested. Like, I love the dynamic of, this is my plan if I ever go on any show. The fact that Christy and Tommy knew each other but didn't act like they knew each other the entire season was so like interesting to me.
Yeah.
Even though it might have been obvious for us, the viewers, like for in the house, people really didn't know. And I just kind of like the concept of the competition and strategy aspect of it. So I pretty much watched season 21 all the way to 28. And I've gone back and watched 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then I think I watched like Dan Giesling's season, which is 13. What?
Amazing.
The first one
Season
is
10.
that 10, and then 13 with Ian. I think that's it.
With the coaches? Yeah.
Yeah.
When Dan played the second time?
Yeah, and then I watched Andy's season as well. Hunter, no, not Hunter. Hayden. I watched that season too.
BB12.
So I've kind of like jumped around. So I think I probably watched, to be honest, like 10 through now.
All right.
And then maybe I have seen parts of like the seasons with Janelle and Kaser and
Sure.
some stuff from like the early seasons. So I do think we're both pretty well versed. I've never played a Big Brother game, org. We'll see, maybe one day. It'll be fun to play. Part of me is like Survivor seems harder because like you can get voted out anytime
Mm-hmm.
versus Big Brother. You know, if you're not nominated, you're probably not getting voted out. But I don't know. I like both for different reasons.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever played a Big Brother game live either, but I think the fun part of it is it's a little bit more strategically interesting just because you are able to go through so much of the game without even being nominated if you
Yeah.
play a good
hmm
enough of a game. But I do like
hmm
that piece of Survivor, like you said, being able to
Either
get voted out whenever.
Yeah. You either go through the game not being nominated or truthfully, you gotta kinda show your cards. Like if you win
Mm-hmm.
HOH, you're like, who are you putting up? That's gonna tell you a lot about where you want to see the direction of the game going. And there's so many players. Who are your favorite players from Big Brother?
My favorite players from Big Brother. That's a good question. I think I think honestly, in recency, my favorite has probably been Angela Murray. I am a huge fan of the antics.
Mhm.
I love the maniacs. I love the crazy people that are on the show. But if we're going back to some of those earlier seasons, I'm a huge fan of the Drew and Diane couple on BB5.
Mhm.
Just the way that they both play the game so well, and then how Drew cuts Diane at the end. It's just like the perfect showmance that ends in a backstabbing, I think. So I think those are probably my top three. I'm a big fan of all three of them.
I think mine would be I really, really enjoyed Chelsea. I just
Mm,
like the season that she played was just like such a perfectly crafted season for her. And her arc went so hard. Like
absolutely.
even to me, like harder than Taylor's arc, where it's like she's getting the underdog. Like there was a point
Hmm.
where I'm like, Chelsea is dead in the water. And
Yeah.
she just like won the blockbuster and came back and she never put her foot off the gas, which I really appreciated that. I also love the character, so, like, I love a Davon, like, I think
Mm,
it's so fun for
absolutely.
Big Brother. I love Josh Martinez, like,
Oh, he's
controversial, I
incredible.
know,
No,
but,
he's
like,
incredible.
so good
Huge
for Big
fan.
Brother,
Yeah.
and even, like, people sleep on him, but, like, Frankie Grande was really, really good at Big Brother. I'm so shocked he's only played one single time. Like, he was really, really good, like, he if it wasn't for a twist, he probably could have taken it home, I don't know. It might
I've
be
actually been
controversial
hearing
to
a
say.
lot of that. I've been hearing a lot of Frankie Grande, justice for Frankie Grande. He played a great game and he did awesome on reindeer games. Bring him back.
Yeah, bring him
I would
back
love to see
for
him back.
yeah, maybe like an All-Stars or something, like, it seems
Hmm.
like he feels a little too big to put him on, like, a regular season, but, yeah, I agree, like, the dumb, like, final 5, like, "Let's do it over, Pandora's box," and then he loses and go I would've been upset,
Crushing.
yeah, I would've been like, "No, I should be safe, like, if we're gonna do this, I should be safe, and something else needs to happen, or let's keep pushing that fucking button until" whatever. I don't know. Something
Hmm.
that Frankie was one of mine that like I think really got me hooked on the show, but also because I knew him already too, so that kind of like helped.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah. So we've seen the cast. We'll go through the cast one by one, but like top of mind, are you excited for this season? What do you think we can expect? How are you feeling in this current moment?
Yeah, I really, really love cast reveal. It's really funny to see all these people that look so foreign to us to start. We're going to spend so much time with them throughout the summer. So I really like this, like, it's more of like the parasocial get to know you, quote unquote, era
Mhm,
where we really are, learning so much about these people. I love seeing people like dig up stuff about these contestants on Twitter or like their TikToks, especially in the era of social media. I feel like we can learn so much about these people from their intro packages, but also just from their digital footprint.
mhm.
So I think that's really made the cast reveals a lot more interesting in the past couple of seasons, especially. Mm, But in general, I'm super excited for BB28. I think that the format is going in the right direction. I love
Mhm.
that they are super into the blockbuster and wanting to keep that in the game. I think it really spices up the game and does something that the veto did a long time ago. I'm really excited to see what kind of where they go this season with it.
Yeah. I also think the blockbuster, I agree, like spices up the game, but specifically spices up eviction night. Like
Yeah.
we don't even know what's gonna happen. Like I would say like prior seasons, like you walk into like especially if you're a live feeder, you kind of know what's gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
most of the time, it's like I'm predicting that this is the way the votes are going. This is the way people are talking. But with the blockbuster, it's like they have to have a plan A, plan B, sometimes a plan C. Like I definitely love it. And yeah, this season with the cast, I think it's some interesting characters. I'll have to like see them like on their feet, living and breathing to
Yeah.
actually like form a real opinion. But also with some of our returners, I won't spoil them just yet, but like I'm sure people know if they're listening. But I think it's gonna provide some fun resistance to what's happening in the house too. And I'm excited to see how the new cast reacts to the players playing for the well, actually, only one player is playing who has played before. But then also, I would think people from Survivor are a threat. Like that would be like, nope, gotta go. So,
We saw how
we'll see.
Suri did a few seasons back.
Mhm.
Absolutely crushed.
Yeah, will she get fifth?
Mm-hmm.
Part of the course for her per year. She did about the same she usually does on Survivor too. So
She did her due.
good for her. She did her due. All right, so we're ready to get to this cast.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. All right, so we got our BROVEAL. Interesting name. First up, we had Ashley from Chicago, 24 years old,
Woo,
a
Chicago.
bartender. I know we got some representation for us. We're both from Chicago. You missed that. How are we feeling about Ashley? Few things about her. She thinks she's more of a hero than a villain. She says people may think she's ditzy, uh, and she wants to be known for making big blind sides. What are your thoughts?
I am lukewarm on Ashley. I'm stoked that we have some Chicago representation. I think that that's awesome. Always cheering for the, Chicago or, Illinois, Chicago area people, our Midwestern legends. I am a little bit hesitant. I just seeing on social media, seems like she has had a history on Barstool Sports, fellow podcast. Not a big fan of that one, though, pretty much across
Mm-hmm.
the board. So a little bit of yikes. I do think that that means that she's probably, pretty good at like the media training piece. I'm sure she'll be, an interesting watch throughout the season.
Yeah, I think like her type, we've seen so much on the show. I will say too, first I'm like, oh, she wants people to think she's ditzy, great. And then how many people said that throughout this whole thing? I'm like,
Mm,
so everyone wants to think people to think that they're not very smart. I don't know. If I was a person wanting people not to think that I'm very smart, I would clock someone playing that same strategy very quickly. So I think they're all gonna find each other out very fast. I don't think she's gonna make like a huge splash on the show. It doesn't like she seemed very vague in like her history with Big Brother and like
yeah,
how much she actually liked the show. Like the with things she said, I'm like, I don't know if she's seen the show until she got cast. Like that's kind of how it felt. But I will say, like, even though we've seen her archetype before, I think her archetype tends to like stick around and be part of like the main like storyline in the house. So like she's the type that to me is gonna have like a showmance, like scream showmance. Like she's gonna get with someone or she's gonna be like a middle of a girls alliance, maybe like in the middle of some drama. Like she seems like that type. So I think she'll definitely be integral to the story. I just would be curious how she'll play in the game.
absolutely. I definitely get that. And I felt the same way listening to her intro package. Does not seem like she's a big fan of the show. And she is one of the two contestants. I will say there's one other later in the list that I have genuine concerns about. This is likely one of the cast members that they have added with that may have a little bit larger of a dream to influence and take their
Yeah.
career onto social media after the show, rather than actually play Big Brother. I do
Mhm.
think that that might be in her cards. Not a big fan of that type of player. I think that's pretty understandable, if we're, really looking for some gameplay and they're really there just to boost their image.
Yeah.
So I think that is one of my other major hesitancies with her. It definitely doesn't sound like she knows the game very well. The way that she talks about using her bartending skills to translate to the game feel more like general, Survivor or like reality show based, not really through Big Brother.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you think she's gonna be pre-jury or jury? right away. What are our thoughts?
I'm thinking real early jury. Like if we got 7 jurors and final 9, I'm thinking she's 9th place.
Okay. I actually was gonna say that too. I can see her sticking around. She reminds me of like a Catherine, like from last
Yes.
season. Like I can
Yes.
see her kind of making it to jury, but like we're all waiting for her to make a move, like do something, and she
Hmm.
kind of just, you know, how Catherine did. All right, that's Ashley. Also, the odds of 2 Ashleys winning in a row, I feel like are pretty low.
I don't see it.
Me
I
either.
don't see it. Sorry, Ashley.
Sorry, Ashley. You should have picked a different name. She should have named herself like someone else picked a different name. That's not even their name, so she should have did that too.
True.
All right. Next up, we have Barrett. Do you want to read Barrett's points, like who he is, where he's from?
Sure. I think that it is absolutely incredible that Barrett is a Jumbotron engineer. I don't even know what that means. I want to know so much more about that career. That is so fascinating. So, Barrett, his 3 words were that he was giggly, charming, and spicy. He said he is a super fan. He's been watching the show since he was 8. He thinks people will underestimate him inside the house as people often do outside the house. He wants to use some showmances to kind of third wheel himself throughout the game, kind of, making his way in through a couple of alliance based showmances. He wants to appear goofy while secretly thinking 5 steps ahead, like that ditzy piece that we were talking about before. And he sees himself as more of a villain than a hero when asked about either being a hero or a villain.
Mhm.
Donnie, what are your thoughts on Barrett?
Okay, firstly, Barrett is one of my favorites from the cast. I just think when I think of Big Brother, I think of this archetype, like the
Mm,
Vince archetype. That's what it like pops in my head.
absolutely.
I hear he's 6'6". Holy
Wow.
hell. Like I don't know how someone that tall can think that people are gonna underestimate them.
Holy smokes.
Like I don't think they will. Maybe in like some stuff like I don't know, maybe the wall because he got a lot of body to hold up, but like
Yeah.
anything with doing with like moving around, I'm like, dude, you got like 3 steps on a normal person. I don't know how much people are gonna underestimate that guy. I will say, like, I think he is the type of person, from my opinion, like a Quinn, like again, like a Vince, who does really well at the show typically. He seemed really honest with us, which I appreciate. Some of these
Yeah.
interviews, I'm like, you don't have to keep the secret from us. Like, we're watching the show. We want to actually know like what your strategy is or what you're thinking. Like, you can tell us. Like, there's another person like, I won't tell you, and I'm like, why? Like, oh, that's
You can tell
literally what this
us.
is for. Yeah,
Yeah.
please tell us. We want to know. And yeah, I just really like him. I like his personality. I can see like a person who I would be like kind of swooned by, like, the cool
Mm,
guy with like the curly hair mullet and overalls and seems super nice. I would probably be like, okay, I can get along well with this guy. So I see him making a really deep run in the show personally. Or I can also see people clocking that and like him getting out
mm,
pretty early. But I do think because he has experience in the game, I feel like he's going to be the type of player that like makes allies really quickly, has the numbers really early, and is able to like propel himself through the game with probably not having to win anything, which I think is probably ideal for Big Brother.
yeah. I really liked the Quinn comparison. I was also thinking Turner. But
Oh
very,
yeah,
yeah, like very much like that, like just quintessential Big Brother,
quintessential.
20-year-old, 20 something year old super fan. Yeah, Quinn essential.
Mm.
Just my only concern is what you said as well. I do think that he's either going to fly high or he's going to crash and burn. He's going to be recognized as, that person that the show cast to drive a lot of the strategy and get taken
Yeah,
out quickly. I think that there's always the question of this archetype as well as how well he will connect to others. But he's a real super fan, so I think there's a lot of to root for in there. There's a lot of stock there, I think. And he actually does run his own podcast covering Big Brother when he's not playing Big Brother on CBS. So I think that that's really exciting. I think that he's really going to be keyed into and really intentional with the way that he plays the game.
Mm-hmm. My only concern for him too is I hope he doesn't go for the first HOH, and I just hope he kind of lays low. Like he shouldn't tell people he's a super fan. I think he should really just play into that like golden retriever energy that it seems like he wants to give, and just
Mm-hmm.
stick to that for a little bit. Like I think there's obviously a point where you do have to kind of kick it into high gear in these type of games, but I definitely think like something that I picture last season was Vince like making enemies round one just the way he was playing it. I don't think it was necessary. So like I think Barrett should just sit back and just kind of relax and let things happen. I'm one of two Texas people too, which would be very
Yeah.
interesting. Like Dallas and Austin are very close to each other. And to be honest, like that would be one of the first people I connected with if I had that kind of like geographical similarity to someone for sure.
A Texan with no cowboy hat. Interesting.
Crazy. Riley found somewhere. I don't know if Riley was from Texas, but I was gonna say Riley found somewhere screaming. What are you doing? Barrett, pre-jury or jury?
I think jury. I see Barrett making it to like that top 5 piece. Like I think he's one of our end gamers.
Me too. He's definitely someone who like I see like going the distance in the game if he plays his cards right. And also like I can see him like kind of taking the Jimmy approach last season where like Rachel comes in the house and he's like gotta get Rachel out, but kind of turning a new leaf. But I think I can see him like working with those vets in the house, which I think is actually the best strategy. So
Maybe, Angela, finds a new Quinn in Barrett.
I see that. I see that. I can see it. All right. Next up, we have Chuck from Austin, Texas, or Dallas, Texas, not Austin. Chuck's 3 words he said: he is fun, easygoing, and bubbly. He's a casual fan of Big Brother, so that means he does not watch. He wants to play a masterful social game, and his strategy is to build trust with the women first. And he thinks that people might assume that he's conceited or not very smart. We got another one. And his biggest weakness is that he can't hide his emotions, but he is a hero. What are our thoughts about Chuck?
Chuck is our Texan with a cowboy hat.
We gotta have one. We gotta have one.
So I wonder whether Chuck will, find any offense to Barrett not wearing a cowboy hat. That's been my primary concern about the 2 Texans. I know the Texans care about their cowboy hats.
Yeah.
I really find Chuck to be interesting because he is a casual fan. I think that his career leads, I think, pretty well to working with other people. Working in a long supply chain can be difficult. So I do think that his people skills might be pretty good. He mentioned in his intro package that he wants to be the house barber for the other men. And I think that that's a super interesting strategy. And I think it's one of the more unique strategies that we got to hear in this BROVEAL. I think that the people that recognize how to ingratiate yourself into the house outside of the game usually do have a better shot at making it farther.
Yeah.
The
That's
chefs
a guy
usually
I
do
keep
pretty
around.
well.
I keep him.
Exactly.
I need a
Exactly.
haircut every week. Sorry, guys. We can't vote out Chuck. I need a haircut.
But being a barber is so much better than, being the housemaid or the house chef because you're connecting with the people that you're giving haircuts.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be able to really use that well. I see Chuck as maybe someone playing a little bit too hard, but super excited to see his barber strategy play out.
Mhm.
What are you thinking
Yeah,
about Chuck, Donnie?
I agree with everything you said. I personally like I think you can tell when someone is like good socially in these videos. I'm like, wow, they won me over in this just short 90 seconds. And I think Chuck is one of those people in our cast that I felt like, oh, I actually feel like I have a good sense of who he is. He might not be
Mm,
a fan, but I think he'll be the type of personality that will actually do well on the show. He did not have to throw out anything like, I'm a, I'm gonna work with the men. Like it's so interesting for him to say like, I'm gonna connect with the women. I think that's a great strategy as well. And yeah, the barber strategy, again, I would not vote Chuck out. I need fresh fades every eviction day. Sorry. And I would not get on Chuck's bad side because I'm like, Chuck, no, I need a haircut. Like, what do you need from me? Who do you want me to vote out? Uh, and that would, I think it's just a good thing that he doesn't have to do much to, like, there's no strategy in that, like, really. Like, that's just him being himself. He can cut hair in the bathroom, really get to know people. And I think that will go a long way with a lot, especially a lot of the guys. So I think connecting with the girls and then connecting with the guys, I think he has a pretty good shot to at least make it far. I
yeah.
would need to see like more of his like strategy, like Big Brother brain. Like, how is he going about? Like, if he was HOH, who would he like go for? I don't think I can tell that from like this video, but I do like him. So I think that's like, there's some people that I do not feel that same way about. So I like Chuck. I'm interested to see what Chuck does. I would probably put him the similar place as Ashley, where like jury, but early jury. Like, I don't really see him making a deep run in the game. Like, definitely not touching end game, in my opinion. I just think he seems like a type of person that I personally like would not let too far in the game based on like just his physique. I would want to be like, okay, who can I beat? Like, but like I see him also as like someone like, if he was an early nominated person, he's probably gonna win like blockbusters and like take himself off, and I could
Yeah.
see him being that type of player too.
I do think you bring up a good point. I didn't really think about his big brother brain. He doesn't really have a big one just because he hasn't
Mhm.
seen a lot. I do think that sometimes those social players that don't know the game as well do have a little bit harder of a time transitioning that early game into the jury. I will disagree with you. I think Chuck is probably going to be one of those later pre-jury boots. I don't think he makes it
Okay.
to the jury, but I think that he at least is going to be with us for about a month.
Yeah. He said he can't hide his emotions, and like, mm,
Yeah, that
it's
worries
not a
me.
good thing. Like, you're on camera 24 hours, so like, I don't
Can't manage your
know.
emotions and you don't know how to play the game. Those are two things that you need to be at least
Mhm.
pretty good at one of them to make it deep into the game.
Like, when Angela accuses you of lying, what are you gonna do?
That's a
I
good
need to know.
question.
Yeah, I need to know, and I feel like Chuck might crack. So, but we're in the same like
Yeah, same
vicinity, like a
area, same
ninth,
area.
10th, 11th,
Yeah,
something like that. All right. Next up, we have Drew. Do you want to tell us about Drew?
absolutely. Drew is a surgical dental assistant from California. He described himself as outgoing, fun, and predictable. He is a big fan. It was made apparent in his intro. He has been watching the show for a while. He really is excited to play the game. He thinks
Okay.
that his biggest strength is connecting with others, and he thinks that his biggest weakness will be his big mouth. He's a little bit of a gossip. He likes to talk behind others' backs, which is great for us watching the game, but could be
Yeah,
a little bit
can't wait. Yeah.
disadvantageous for his strategy throughout the season.
Mhm.
Donnie, what are your thoughts on Drew?
I think Drew is, I think, essential to the Big Brother house. Number one, like this type of player. Like, I think of like a Cedric. Like, you
Mm,
need that like little bro, like young buck type of guy in the house. I do think people are gonna underestimate him, and I think that will either work to his benefit or to his detriment. I think to his benefit because people might not see him as a threat, to be honest. Like, being the youngest person in the house has a benefit. He looks also really small,
yeah,
not in
he
like a
does.
bad way. Like,
He
I
looks like a
he's
small
looks like a little
person.
guy. He looks like a little guy. And I would be like, it's just Drew. Like, let's keep him around. He seems like a good time. He's played the Beast games, I hear, season one.
Oh,
Um,
really? Okay.
yeah, he has experience with reality TV as well. And I think he just seems like an all-time fun person. And I think the talking behind people's backs could be fun if he's talking to the right people. Like, I don't think it's bad to talk about people behind their backs, like, especially things you don't want them to know. But yeah, like, don't let it get back to them. So I would be curious to know his strategy behind, like, am I going to talk to Pete who will tell Donnie, or am I going to
Mm,
talk to someone else who will not tell Donnie? Like, I want, I want to get this out. I want to, maybe toss out the idea that maybe I want to nominate Donnie for this week, but I also don't want it to look like me. And I think if he can kind of navigate like the, stirring chaos, but not coming back to him, I think it might bode well for him. And he actually seems like that type of person who might be able to like get away.
yeah, I think that's the big piece. It's like in the Big Brother house, there are so few, true secrets. So
Mhm.
how long will he be able to manage those, verbal jabs that he might be making at other people through his gossip or the way that he talks about others? If his big mouth is truly something that he's has an issue with maintaining, I think he's a little bit younger. He is kind of like that Cedric type, character. Um, I think that means he might feel like he has a little bit more to prove. Might play a
Yeah.
little bit harder, especially being a super fan. So I am a little bit worried of his long term presence in the game.
Hmm.
I
And we
don't know
remember how
what.
Cedric played. Like he was doing really great, and then he just didn't. So
Mm-hmm. So I think that might be in store for Drew here. Rooting for him as a true super fan, always got to root for the super fans. But I also thought it was very interesting in his press intro video his BROVEAL video, that he said that he finds himself connecting with others being a surgical dental assistant all the time. And my experience with surgical dental assistants is mostly that they're knocking you out, or they're, getting you ready for your like tooth extraction, which I feel like for most people is an extremely nerve-wracking time. So
yeah,
I'm really happy that he feels like he's connecting to these people during, some really, maybe nerve-wracking moments for others. Maybe that means he's really great at disarming others and he can make others feel
good.
trusted.
Yeah,
Or maybe
that's
he's
good.
just really new at his job and, he hasn't really been doing a lot of that yet. He's only 22.
Yeah, I can see him being that type of person to be like, all right, tell me about your beach vacation. Here's the mask, knocks you out before you even get to
Exactly.
answer. I can see that. I feel like you have to read the note that you wrote because it's so funny. I just need
Yes.
you to say it.
So I don't know what it is about this guy, but I think it was just in the BROVEAL, the way that his hair styled, his smile. He reminds me of Syndrome from The Incredibles. I don't know what it is, but he looks like Syndrome. Not in a
I
bad
can see
way,
it.
just it kind of gives me the vibe.
I can
I
see
don't
it.
think
I
he'll
can see
play
it.
like Syndrome, but he looks like Syndrome.
I can see it, and now I can't unsee it. And what did he call his hairstyle? The Druth? Like maybe that was maybe that was what Syndrome was going for too, like the Druth hairstyle, because he wants to make it pop.
We
I don't know
finally have
how
a name
much.
for the hairstyle, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how well that's gonna go for him, but I'm excited to see
I
how
wonder
much
how
he talks
well
about it.
Chuck will be able to, do him well. I
Yeah,
wonder if there might be some drama over how Chuck maintains Drew's hair. Maybe he
yeah, like
lines him up
fucks up
poorly.
his Druth. What if he
You
gives him
messed
a
up my
ball
Drew.
fade? Then what? Gives Drew a ball fade, then what? Druth is gone. It's gone. Do you see him pre-jury or jury?
Oh, I see him early I see him early pre-jury. I don't
Mhm.
know how long he's gonna last. I'm getting a lot of red flags from Drew. I hope the best for him though. What are you thinking?
I don't know, something about him having experience on another show, and we have a few people in this cast who, like, have been on other shows. I really think that's gonna benefit them, and I think there's gonna be, like, you have your people who are, like, the special guests, but you have, like, I think 3 people in, like, the main cast that are, like,
Yeah.
were on other shows, but, like, no one's really talking about it, and Drew
Mm-hmm.
is one of them, and I think they can kind of play both sides. And I think that might do well for him. And I think if he can, you know, kind of pivot back and forth, I think that middle ground for Big Brother is perfect. So
Absolutely.
as long as you cannot get caught, I think it'll be good for him. I see him as maybe jury. I think I'm thinking like a 7th place.
Okay, I see it. I think if he makes it to the jury, like one of those like bigger threats taken out closer to the end game.
Mhm. And there's going to be so much going on in this top game. I do think if he can just like be syndrome, I think he'll be fine. Just like sit, just let things happen. Let Angela be Angela. Let people get their feelings out, and I think he can be sitting pretty at least for a few weeks. Um, all
Absolutely.
right. Next up, we have Haley. So Haley is a telemedicine executive. It's her 3 words were so funny to me. She said, I'm gonna like try to reenact her. She said, I'm outgoing, bubbly, and fun. I'm not a Big Brother fan, and people might find me intimidating.
Oh my god. No
Uh,
notes. Perfect.
and I'm not gonna lie, out of all these like cast photos, hers is boring. Like they did not try to give her any personality. They didn't add anything that you don't know who she is. I don't think I got to know her at all. And I'm not gonna lie, what I wrote is like low energy. And if that's the energy she's bringing in the house, she's giving like she might be first out. Like people aren't gonna like her, and there's not gonna be a lot of time to get to know her at first. And yeah, Haley, you're giving I'm just gonna say it now. You're giving pre-jury like second out, if not first, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, her intro package was an ASMR video. It was so strange to listen to. You have such high energy from pretty much the entire cast, especially the person that comes right after Haley. It
Yeah,
was like whiplash going from Haley to the next contestant. I find it very, very weird that they were okay with that. It just seems so much lower energy than everyone else's introduction, BROVEAL. It's like they were like she was asked to whisper into the mic or to give
yeah,
very little energy, which gives me bad vibes, extremely bad game vibes. She doesn't know the show. She doesn't find herself or doesn't she doesn't sound herself to be very confident just from the way that she's
yeah,
talking about herself. I'm almost to the point where I'm not even thinking if she's on pre-jury or jury. I'm thinking, are we getting punked? Is this person a placeholder for somebody else? Are we
yeah,
getting a separate contestant that will be taking her place because she is so quiet?
yeah. And
It's
I'm
it's
not gonna
very it's very
lie,
unlike the rest of Big Brother.
looking at her, specifically her cast photo, there is nothing on this photo besides her, and that is abnormal from anyone else. Like, I guess she has a Tinder logo here, and that's it.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I don't know if they're like everyone else you can tell, like they really tried to put like Drew's, like
that's
you can
sick.
tell like so much
It's got a
energy.
silhouette.
And Haley is just like
Nothing.
standing there. That's it. I could have made this photo. Like I just don't know. I'd be interested to see what happens with her, but like from my personal opinion, her video, she seems very unlikable. And I think if you're on a show with a lot of people, and I think that's easily the best person to vote out first, the person who just doesn't mesh well with people. And I can see that being her. Maybe she'll prove us wrong. Maybe she's really bad at talking to a camera and she's like, sorry, that was a lot for me. I'll get better as the show goes on. But golly,
And you know what?
yikes.
I will say the only silver lining of like the low energy is I'm not a fan, but I do remember folks being a big fan of Cody from Big Brother 19, and he was very monotone. So
Mhm.
I think done in the right way, it can be really intriguing to watch, especially on a show where everyone's screaming at you.
Yeah,
But this one feels not like that. This one feels a little bit
yeah.
different.
Yeah, I think with Cody, and I don't even know if it was like a strategy for him, but like I think like when it's like weaponized in like a good way, like okay, like
Yeah,
to the audience, MIDRs, she's gonna be so boring to watch in the
yeah.
diary room. I'm sorry, like get her out. She's gonna be one of those people that they don't even show because she's not giving anything, is in my opinion. We'll
No.
see. We'll see what they actually do. And like I'm hoping we have a completely wrong of Haley and that she's gonna surprise us. I love being surprised. And yeah, we'll just see what happens with Haley. All right. Any last thoughts? Are you good with her?
I got nothing more to say on her. Just like she
Cool.
had nothing more to say on her BROVEAL.
I agree. All right. Next is one of my favorite people in the cast. I'll let you tell us about them. But
So up next
take it
is
away.
Jason. Jason is a drag queen from West Hollywood, California. Jason has been watching the show since I've been watching the show, season 16. The crazy fun fact about Jason is that Jason has competed twice on RuPaul's Drag Race as Selena S. Titties. Just recently performed on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 11, which is currently airing right now. So has been recently on the Paramount Plus screens. Really excited to see her back so soon. She does not plan on telling anybody that she is from Drag Race unless someone clocks it and tells her that, I know where you're from. Jason's plan is to align with the straight men in the house, to try to have some of them help him work on his physique, get him nice and muscular for the end game when some of those more physical cops show up.
What a mood.
Real.
Same.
And he thinks that the viewers will see him as a villain, but he thinks that the house will see him as a hero, just in the way that he presents himself and holds himself. Donnie, how are you feeling about having Jason, aka Selena S. Titties, on Big Brother 28?
It's gonna be so hard to say Jason. Selena.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so hard. But
Yeah.
I personally, I've loved Selena since Drag Race season 16. She was great on All Stars 11. Very, very close to like, if a small sliver thing, she needed one more point, and she would have still been on the show while it was on, and that would have been kind of fun to like see like she's
Yeah.
on this show and then she's on the show. Like so it sucks for her that that happened, but like great for her that she was able to like kind of capitalize. Like who gets to be on TV just like what? I mean, if she makes to the end like 5 months straight, like holy hell, like good for her. Uh, I think she's an excellent choice for the show. I think she's gonna bring us the personality that we're looking for. I can tell you from being a fan of her in Drag Race, drama.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's gonna play into it. She also said she packed Selena, or Jason said he packed Selena in his bag. So like we'll also see Selena STDs come out in the show. Also something that people forgot about, but last year Survivor and Big Brother did like a fan celebrity thing where like fans came to Big Brother and Survivor and like played one round. And Selena was actually a part of that cast and was
Mm-hmm.
in the cast that has been in the Big Brother house already. And fun fact about Selena is that she is best friends with Frankie Grande, like one of her best friends. So she's watched since season 16. I'm assuming because Frankie has been on that show then. And I just have really big hopes for Selena. I think Selena's gonna be Selena Jason, gonna be one of the people, kind of like the Drew strategy, what I said, but probably even more because to me, I would find it hard to not know who she is. Like I would be like, I know. Are we joking? Like she was just on this press thing last season. Like
Yeah.
who are we kidding? And I think Selena can definitely play both sides because I think looking at the normal cast, she is a threat. It would be someone I'm like, whoa, like they brought someone from another show. But then you
Yeah.
bring in 2 Survivor players and a player who's played last season. Then you look at, well, this person's been on this show. And it's like, maybe the threat level is a little lower. I think Selena's going to have a hard time, like, like, kind of, what do you say? Like, pacing. I think like
Yeah.
Selena is a lot like all at once. And I think if Selena, Jason can manage to kind of play a little more skillfully and like maybe not pop off at everything that happens, maybe like be a little thoughtful about how they want to respond, or sometimes you just have to wait. Like I heard this person say my name. I'm not going to say anything right now and just wait till you have the opportunity. I think that's going to bode well for her. So I can see her getting out really early because she says too much too fast, or I can see her making a deep run because I think she's going to be a very strategic, dominant force to be reckoned with. And I can see her working with like the likes of like Angela, D.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
women are going to love her in the
yeah.
house. And then if you're working out with the straight men, they probably will like her too. So like, hey, I'm not saying winner pick yet, but I have to root for my queen. I'm sorry. What are your thoughts?
Uh, I have also been a huge fan of Jason as Selena S. Titties both times. He's competed on Drag Race. I find the Selena character to be really, really funny. Just from Jason's intro, it sounds like, a lot of his personality is kind of similar to the Selena character. I think that he kind of has similar energy to Josh Martinez,
Yeah.
just like that loud, very emotional. We saw that on Drag Race a few times, and just very boisterous. But I think what's interesting about kind of what you were talking about, having some of these reality TV players come onto the show, and also have Jason from another reality television show, RuPaul's Drag Race, is that RuPaul's Drag Race is a lot less strategic. But what we
Yeah.
have seen from RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars with Selena on the season was that she was really working hard to play the game strategy that exists within. The very little strategy that happens in the show, she really was working hard to try to control. So I think that she does have a really great game knowledge and game strategy. I think that Jason might be, a little bit more snake in the grass in terms of how well he knows how to play these games. And I think that piece about knowing, Frankie and having, someone that knows the game so well and has played the game so well as a close friend to give him advice before he went on the show was probably major. And yeah, I think just like, yeah, that piece of the fact that he is kind of like the fourth reality contestant, if they even clock that, like he
Yeah.
could, just play under the radar and play as himself. And I think that he has a great shot at winning if he does that. I think he has a great shot at winning either way. He seems like a great person. I would love to spend time around this guy, and I think that that's a huge piece of your win equity is are you someone that even in your present trope you think that they could be someone cool to hang out with for 100 days.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I wouldn't want to vote Jason out. Like, no, guys, we can't. Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, pick someone else. Like, we can't do that so early. I will say, like, something you said that I'm like, oh yeah, the emotional, and I think that
Yeah,
Jason's gonna probably have a really hard time with not
yeah.
being so emotional. Honestly, I would go as far to say, like, emotionality, like, might be similar to Angela. So I will be interested to see
Mm,
how they work together or do they butt heads. I think they work together,
I
and
could see
I'd
the
be
girls
excited to
fighting.
see. Yeah, I can see it too. I can see it too because Angela doesn't shy away from a fight, and I don't think Selena does either. So we'll
Nope.
see how that works, like oil and water. I think Jason is gonna be jury. I think Jason top 3 for sure to me.
Yeah, yeah. Top four, top three. I think I'm right there with you.
Mhm. I have to, like,
It's
see
hopeful.
how
It's
they
definitely
do with
hopeful
the
for me.
show to, like I maybe a winner pick, but, like, yeah, I'm very hopeful as for sure. Alright. Next up, we have Kamu Kirk, MMA fighter, 3 words, ambitious, driven, and laid back. Wants to rely on social game before showing his competitive side, and doesn't want to be viewed as a physical threat. Thinks people that assumes that he's mean, and he doesn't really trust people easily, and he doesn't seek confrontation. Like, he's not going to be in it to fight with anyone or have conflict with anyone. He's here for the money, and he made that clear. What are our thoughts about Com?
I do not like this guy at all, unfortunately. First of all, his he does share his last name with Charlie Kirk, which already is bad vibes. That already
Yeah.
scares me. I cannot lie.
To be honest, now I'm looking at this, I'm like, they kind of look alike a little bit.
Yeah, right? Like there's a little bit of family resemblance there. It makes me
Yeah.
wonder. It gives me a little bit of pause.
Hmm.
I am not a fan of MMA. I'm not a huge fan of the UFC. If I was playing in the game and I heard that there was a previous MMA fighter or previous MMA fighter in the house, if that was ever to come out, I think I would probably try to target him number one. That would immediately become a number
Yeah.
one partner. Not even because he's a competition threat, just because I think I'd be scared for my physical safety to be locked in a house with someone that like beats people up for a living. Like
Yeah.
I just that vibe does not match with me. So I am a little bit sketched by Camus. Donnie, how are you thinking about Camus?
Well, I think it's funny that like if you have so many people like I don't want to be perceived as a physical threat. Like, have you seen yourself? You're gonna
Yeah,
be a physical threat, and like I think
yeah.
people who think that to me usually do bad in the game because they're not
Mm,
aware how people perceive them. People are gonna perceive you as a threat, and it's your job to manage that. You can't just be like, I don't want. I'm not gonna tell anyone I'm an MMA fighter. I will say like I he was one of the people who I felt on the fence about. I don't necessarily love him, but I also think he's unfortunately the type of person I feel like if he makes it like a long run in the game, like the casual viewers will love him. You think of like a Keanu, like a Cody, like people who
sure.
like don't know him, like who don't see the full essence of him, might enjoy him. But like as someone who like I don't know. Like he feels in the middle for me. I don't know if I necessarily dislike him, especially like compared to some other people. And I kind of like that he's like, I'm here for the money. I'm not here to make enemies. I'm not here to fight anyone. I kind of like that because like that's kind of how I view games too. Like I never want to walk in a game and like fight with someone or like make it personal ever. And he seems like that type of person. I just don't know like, I don't know if he has the right energy for Big Brother is what I'm
Mm.
getting. Like, it just doesn't I don't feel that from him as of now. Maybe he can change. He's from Phoenix. Like, Phoenix is great. I don't know. But yeah, that's my thoughts about him. I think that he will be pre-jury if I have
I worry that he's going to be jury. I think if he's someone that people can realize they can control his HOHs, I think this is someone you can easily take into later in the game.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
if he is playing this like, what's the word? Amenable game where he's, wanting to kind of bend to others, not cause fights. If he is put into positions of power, he's going to be kind of ran over.
Yeah.
I think that he probably makes it pretty far. And, he literally has tattoos to accentuate his muscles. I think if, he's when, push comes to shove in some of these comps, I think he might be able to comp out a couple times.
Yeah.
So I think he's on our screens for longer than we expect.
Mhm. I just know like MMA fighters are very, very good at like things that I feel like come to play in Big Brother, like agility and like,
Yeah.
like I mean, like grip and like just like I
Hmm.
feel like he's gonna be really
Absolutely.
good at things like precision. So I it would be definitely someone who's like guys, I know he doesn't look like a huge guy, but I think that's even more threatening where it's like he looks like a very fit guy. Like very like I don't know what his stature is, but like if I saw someone like that, I'm like, oh, he takes care of himself well. And that will be super clear for me to watch. And he even said like my nose is crooked. Maybe people would think that I am a fighter. I'm like, I
Yeah.
think so. I would think that if I saw him.
He his Instagram is the Jawaiian, which means that he has Jamaican blood, but he is Hawaiian born. And that is his MMA nickname.
So
I find that to be a fascinating way to express your cultural identity. And I do look forward to seeing him discuss that on the TV show.
yeah, I agree. I think that's very interesting, actually. I didn't know that. So that's Camus. We're moving on to Latrice. Take it away. Tell us about Latrice.
Latrice, she is our boutique salesperson. She's a 57-year-old woman from New Jersey. I believe this is our oldest contestant on the season, which is kind of crazy. Our oldest contestant is not even in the 60s. Latrice has, or Lala, as she referred to herself, has been a super fan of the show since season 2. I think that that's an important descriptor because 1 is significantly different than 2. She has described herself as absolutely fantabulous. She considers herself extremely social and athletic. Fun fact, she's a 3-time Grammy winner and has a famous family. She thinks that her personality will be very affable, easy for people to get along with. She thinks that her biggest weakness is that she cares too much. Her heart is too big. I always find that to be such a funny weakness. Like, I love too hard, of course you
Mhm.
do. And she thinks that people assume that she isn't as down to earth as she actually is. Donnie, what are your thoughts on Latrice or Lala?
I love Lala Latrice. She was one of the people that, like, soon as her interview popped up, I'm like, this is gonna be someone that people want around. People are gonna love her. They're gonna connect with her. She's gonna be like the mother of the house, but also like like she. If she told me that she was 32, I'd be like, yep,
Yeah,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
true.
Like she looks young.
She looks young as hell.
I love that she said that she's more athletic than she looks, because I think that people often underestimate older people, and I hope
Yeah,
that like she's able to come on and be like, no, I can keep up with these young people as well. I wish there were like more people her age in the house, and I guess like there's 2 more coming in, so like maybe I take that back. I wrote this note before I knew the other people coming, but I don't know. I just really like her. Would definitely be someone that I will work with in the house, and I'm excited to see what she gives. I
yeah.
heard a rumor, and I'll just say it now. Someone is like, "Is Latrice Ashley or not Ashley, Tiff Taylor's mom?" And I'm like,
Uh,
"Hmm." They literally have the
Interesting.
exact same hairstyle in the photos. Is this a hint? I don't know. But yeah, I like her. She's one of my favorites from the cast for sure.
I'm a big fan of Lala. I think that she will be really fun to watch. I do kind of have the pause with the extracurricular success. I have just personally found it more difficult for me to kind of like get behind some of those contestants that have found success or career, achievement in other worlds. I had a really hard time watching Mike White pretty much both times. It was just as a winner, I would have found that hard to
Yeah,
believe. So although I may not be like pulling out for her to be, the winner, I really, really want to see her go far. I think she'd be a really fun watch. She seems just really fun, here to have a good time. I do, wonder if she like leans into more of that, elder role or that, maternal role in such a young house. I do find that to be one of the more interesting or interested parts I have to her game and, her existence within the house.
yeah.
Do you have any other thoughts on Latrice?
I just think she's absolutely fantabulous. Those are my thoughts.
Absolutely. Absolutely fantabulous. Do you think she's going to be jury or pre-jury?
I think she's gonna make jury. I wouldn't vote out Latrice. How about you?
Yeah, I think she might have the chops to take it far. I think that Latrice is a jury pick.
Definitely someone we should keep our eye on. All right. Next up, we have Lyric, the third person from a different show. She was on American Idol. She is.
No way.
She was. She was.
How far
And
did
the
she
judge.
go?
Not very far.
Oh,
She
okay.
made it to like Hollywood Week, and they were very
Okay.
nice to her. Like the judges. I wonder if I honestly I might try to find a clip while we're while we're doing this because I think it's actually really funny, like the way it happened. So Lyric is an attorney, secret. She's not going to tell people, but also a singer. She's outgoing, positive, and funny. I got that from her video right away. She thinks she'll be underestimated and wants to prove that she's a competition beast. Calls herself the jack of all trades. Her biggest strength is that she can connect with anyone, but her biggest weakness is that she's a terrible liar. She sees herself as a hero, which I probably think is probably true about her. What are your thoughts about Lyric from Hawaii?
White woman from Hawaii, here we go. I'm so excited for Lyric. I have not disliked a cast member more than her in a very long time. First of all, she already has a social media following. She is the other person that I am worried that she is coming on the show just to build her social media career. Currently, she has over 600,000 followers on Instagram. She is, saying that she's going to keep her, attorney job secret. I don't find her very interesting. I think the fact that she was on American Idol and her name is Lyric is hilarious. That feels like, like the perfect match. So I'm surprised that she's really trying any other show to go on. I don't love when people call themselves the jack of all trades. That feels like kind of just like a lot of nothing when they say that. I don't feel too strongly about her. I don't think she's going to last very long. I think she's going to be the first person eliminated from Big Brother 28. Donnie, how are you feeling about Lyric? Yeah.
So Lyric reminds me of a sweet, sweet girl named Lauren from last season. And what I remember about Lauren is that she was extremely, extremely, extremely boring to watch
Yup.
on TV. She really did not do much, even when presented with on a silver platter of like, make the game yours, make a move, make the game bend in the favor that you want it to. She just did nothing with it. And it just like really pissed me off every time watching her on my screen. And I feel like Lyric is going to be one of those players. I agree with you. She seems like she's on the show not to play Big Brother, but to like further her career, which I'm not even knocking anyone's hustle. Like, fine. But like, at least like seem like you're going to come and play the game. Like, watching her video, I'm like, she is too green for Big Brother. Like, either she's going to get voted out or Angela is gonna chew her up and spit
Whip
her
her.
out, and she's going to not be the same person. She's gonna like I don't see her innocence being preserved in like a game. Like Big Brother is so like I hope it should be ruthless. It should be
Yeah.
cutthroat.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's gonna give us that. Like a terrible liar in a game of Big Brother, like that doesn't make sense. Like, how are you gonna play? Like you can't
Yeah.
play. Like just don't talk, I guess. Or like tell everyone everything and get voted out. She just didn't make a huge splash, in my opinion. I'm not counting her out as of yet, but like also, I yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
She does give me like gets caught in a lie like really, really quickly and gets eliminated. Like that's what I'm expecting from her. Like she
Yeah,
just plays really, really hard the first week and gets caught in a really, really bad lie. And they're like, all right, well, she's an easy boot. Something that I think is interesting between the two, or between her and Kamu, is that they're both from Hawaii. So if they bring up that piece up, I think that that's a pretty likely alliance. I know that, the
yeah,
the island nation of Hawaii is pretty small.
yeah. I agree. That's a good connection. All right, I think I found her video from
Here we
American
go.
Idol. Now we're gonna play it. There you go. I didn't even bother downloading it, so don't judge me. This is her singing.
Girl, you flew 10 hours to be cute and safe. We know you got more than that.
I can sing another song for you if you'd like.
We need it. Because
Okay.
as of right now,
Give us
10 hours off.
How about some Terry Underwood?
Yes.
I think she's gonna give us.
Oh my god.
That's gonna be us, our opinion of her when she plays a game. Like, girl, you flew 10 hours. I mean, it's filmed in California too. You flew this many hours to play it safe. I hope she
Yeah.
learned from Katy Perry, and I hope Katy Perry like spoke something into her where she's like, actually, let me mix it up a bit. And also, like, I'm not gonna lie, coming in and wanting to win all the challenges is a bad strategy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a good strategy. Why would you do that? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, and I will say Kamu said he's gonna win when he needs to win. And I think
That's
that
true.
is the strategy that you need to go for. Especially in this early game where you're like, you feel confident in winning, like win the blockbuster, save yourself, and stick around another week. Like, I don't know. Lyric, not feeling her that much. Definitely pre-jury to me. I don't know if she's first out. I want to reserve that spot for someone else, but yeah, not really sticking out to me for sure. All right. Next up, moving on from Lyric, we have Mallory.
Mallory.
Do you want to tell us about Mallory?
Yeah. Mallory is also from New Jersey. I believe that's her second New Jersey contestant. Mallory is a 24-year-old rocket scientist who will be keeping that job title secret from the rest of the cast. Mallory is thinking that other people will assume that she's an airhead. She believes that she actually has a very balanced approach to the game because she is able to socially connect with others. She does have a good grasp of the strategic game, and she believes herself to be a very strong physical threat. She thinks that her biggest strength is her confidence, as exemplified how she believes she is playing a really balanced game before she even gets in the house. She thinks that her biggest weakness will be her temper, which is we will have to wait to see if that is true. She would rather be seen as a hero rather than a villain. Donnie, what are you thinking about Mallory?
Mallory, to be honest, like, she's one of the people I didn't have a lot of thoughts about. I think this archetype, again, someone we see on the show all the time. I don't typically think they do horrible at the show either. They at least make it at least like late pre-jury, if not jury, like pretty
Yeah.
often. But I like that she like sees the game as three parts because I think that is a good way to walk into the game. Like you're not only focusing on social, you're not only focusing on
Absolutely.
strategic, you're focusing on all three with the physical as well. But the one thing that I have found interesting, and this is more like the BB sleuths, like really digging into people's digital footprint. This girl that we see on this screen is not the girl that she is in real life, and it's
Oh,
tripping me
really?
out, and I want to know more. She like does not wear glasses. She's not a
What?
nerd. Like, it's like a whole thing. Like it's been something that people have been talking about, and I'm like, interesting. Like, did they make her look like that, or did she choose? Like, I could see the show like being like, hey, can you nerd it up a bit? You're a rocket scientist. Like, let's get, like the Big Bang. Like, I literally see Big Bang Theory when I see that like nuclear sign at the top. But I don't know. That just makes
Yeah.
me think like the person that we are seeing in this video is not her at all, which is
Mhm.
actually a little bit exciting. Like, I'm like, oh, we get to know the real her in the house. We're not gonna be hidden by this like nerdy, like the Kelly or not like that. Yeah, the Kelly, like that was actually who she is versus
Yeah.
like this person where I'm like, maybe we'll get to know a different Mallory. But yeah, those are my thoughts. How do you feel?
I don't have too much on Mallory. She looks like the perfect tie between Kelly Jorgensen and Nicole Anthony. If they fell in love and had a, stork deliver them a child, I think it would be Mallory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for her. I do like the nerdy girls that Big Brother casts. They're usually pretty entertaining. I have some pause that she said her secret talent is that she makes friends. Mallory, I just want to know a little bit more about what that means.
Yeah, like
I
what
think we
is
all
that?
know how to make friends, but hey,
Yeah.
if you can do it in a secret, manipulative way, I can see how that could be, a strategy. But I am having a hard time buying that there is any sort of secrecy as to how people make friends. So I
Mhm.
am genuinely wondering what that means. I think that that does not bode well for her game strategy. Uh, but I think I'm kind of at the same level with you. At that like late pre-jury or early jury stage. I'm leaning closer to the late pre-jury. She seems like someone that could be a little bit bigger of a threat and maybe is not as socially aware. The making friends piece makes me feel that way, and her also saying her biggest strength is her confidence. She might put people off pretty quickly.
Yeah, and also like if she walks in with these glasses, I would think she's smart. We gotta get her out. Like that's what I would think.
And then when she tells them that she's like a bartender, they're like, "Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
you're the liar."
Sure, yeah. And not a good one either.
Mhm.
So yeah, I agree with that placement too. Mallory might surprise us though. Well, you never know.
I'm hoping for it.
All right. Next up, we have Melody, who is a corporate game show host. She is ambitious, bold, fun. Those are 3 words that she said. She's a super fan, apparently. She wants to be underestimated. I wonder where we've heard that before. The misconception about her is that she's a dumb blonde, which she said is kind of true, but she gets what she wants. Her biggest strength is relatability, and her biggest weakness is sensitive. What are your thoughts on Melody? What are you thinking about her?
You know what? I am not getting too much from Melody. She's a corporate game show host, which I think means that for the first week of Big Brother, we're probably going to hear a lot of DRs from her because she knows how to talk on camera. I think that she is one of those people that Big Brother was like, okay, like she's already media trained. We can rely on her to, you know, bring some good sound bites throughout the season, which makes me think she'll be a good narrator. I
Yeah.
kind of feel like Savannah vibes, you know, that similar piece of just knowing how to, you know, use a microphone and stand in front of the camera and have that confidence can really go a long way, especially on reality television. She reminds me so much of Kat from last season. The resemblance between
Yeah.
those two
They
is
look alike.
absolutely
You're right.
uncanny.
Oh my
They
gosh.
look so similar to me. That's my big takeaway. Kat didn't play the game super duper well, so I'm nervous about that piece, but I don't really think she's gonna play the game similarly to Kat at all. But I do think that she could be a really great DR watch. I think that she's going to win over the hearts of the casual fan.
Yeah.
Donnie, how are
For
you feeling
sure.
about her?
I mean, I like that we have a lyric and we have a melody. Like
Right?
all music vibes for sure. I will say, like, I find it funny that you're saying like she's very well media trained, and I'm hoping she does better sitting down in a diary room. I found her so stiff. Like this
Yeah.
interview where like I just felt like she didn't know, like she didn't know what to do. So she
Mm.
was just kind of like, and maybe she didn't know what to do, and that was the case. She said some great things that I really like the fact that like, oh, like my misconception that I'm a dumb blonde, and I I'm kind of am, but I still get what I want, like stuff like that. I'm like, that's kind of funny. But truthfully, and maybe to her defense, she is one of the last women that we get to see in the cast. It felt very similar to like a lot of the other strategies that a lot of the other women are trying to
Yeah.
implement. Like, I'm not very smart. Want people to like think underestimate me, and I'm like, I will say I think we can be a little more clever in what we're thinking about a good strategy. In my opinion,
I've had enough of being underestimated. I've had
Yeah.
enough of people not realizing that I'm smarter than I think I am. I've had
I
enough
wanna
of trying
appear
to not come
dumb.
across athletic.
Yeah, like give me something else. Give me something different. Like, and you know what? Our next guy, actually, maybe, maybe we spoke too soon.
You're right.
But Melody, pre-jury or jury? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking jury.
I
Sorry, I'm
think
thinking
jury too.
pre-jury. I'm thinking pre-jury.
I think jury. I think like she's gonna like you said, like I think she seems like the type of personality, and she says she's relatable, who's gonna get along with most of the people in the house. I also think she seems like a girl's girl, which I feel like those types just usually do really well.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe like she might butt heads with some people, but like she might be the center, like with who's the other Ashley. Like her and Ashley are gonna get along so well.
Ooh,
So
yeah, I see that.
I see it. All right. The man of the hour.
Wow.
Tell us
What an
about
image. All right, up
running
next
for
we have
president.
God. Jeez Louise. Up next, we have Rome, a 28-year-old pickleball coach, quote unquote, from Delray Beach, Florida. Rome describes himself as bashful, extroverted, and excitable. Rome wants people to see him as an alpha, but actually, he's more of a nerd. He has a trading card collection. Rome thinks that he's a hero, but that the house will perceive him as a villain. He believes that his biggest strength is his competitive nature. He thinks he's going to win a lot of challenges. He wants to come out of the gate winning. He thinks that his biggest weakness will be his big mouth, his inability to keep secrets. He is conflict. He's pro-conflict. He's ready to stir the pot. He will not back down from others. He doesn't take any crap from others. And he says that he likes to walk into the room as the most confident and competitive person that he's ever met. Maybe not competent, but he might be confident.
Yeah.
Rome. Donnie, what are you thinking about Rome?
Oh, Rome or Jack, for using names here.
Oh, yeah.
I think Rome is the essential player that needs to be in the house. Unfortunately, I think it adds like a lot to like the season having someone who just everyone is not going to like that much. I just think you need that person, and I, based on the interview, I could be wrong. That seems like it might be Rome, and I also think if Angela is in the house, and now we confirm that she is, this is going to be her kryptonite. Like they're going to butt heads hard. I think he definitely is an alpha male, and I think he should just like say it with his chest. The fact that he's like, I'm gonna connect with the betas, and don't worry, like I'm not gonna like just be an alpha male. Like we get it. That's literally what they cast you for, probably. Like
Live your
your
truth,
nipple is
diva.
fucking showing
Yep,
through
it's
your
right
shirt.
there.
Like we see it. Just be it. Like it's fine. And I don't particularly love this types on the show, but I do think the show needs it, like I said. So I unfortunately I see him being like jury. I see him people not liking him, but him like probably being good at competitions because he looks like he might be. And I think it's gonna be we're in for a long season with our boy Rome.
I really dislike Rome. From the BROVEAL, I was immediately turned off. I do not think that you are a safe young man to be around if you are unprompted calling yourself an alpha and referring to others as betas. That's like Andrew Tate level weirdness. Really, really put off by that. I have questions about the pickleball coach aspect of his job. You know, that sounds like one of more of those I'm unemployed, but I need to put something interesting as my job so that casting takes a look at me. I really don't like the American flag on his shirt. It's giving MAGA. There's just so much to dislike about this guy, just from the very minimal introduction we've had from him. I am hoping and praying he's first boot. I'm expecting for him to be maybe second or third boot. I just don't see where or how he finds his tribe in this house. I don't know who he gets along with super well or super closely that is willing to lay down their game for him. I have a hard time seeing that with the rest of this cast.
I agree. I don't think they definitely cast many people that are like that will be his people, and particularly. I do think the girls might like swoon over him. Like he a generally good looking guy. Like I won't take that from him. Maybe Chuck, maybe. Like I don't know if Chuck would lay down his game for him, but like
I
seems
could
like
see that.
they might get along. There's another guy coming up that I'm like, I can see it. Like maybe. I'd be interested to see, like I said, like how he gets along with Angela, and like how, but also like he's from Florida. D is from Florida. I don't know.
There could be
I don't
something
know.
there. That's so
There
true.
could be something there. There could be something there.
I do
just
think
kind of
they are on
feel
opposite coasts. I think
opposite
that
coasts.
Delray and Miami are on opposite coasts.
And
So
Florida's pretty big. That's like basically
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know.
he's a little bit more Florida man. She's more, Miami, Florida.
All right. So that's all we got for Rome. You said first or second boot.
Please.
Please. Pre-jury. I think he's gonna make jury, unfortunately. I think we're in for some time with Rome. All right. Next up, we have Taylor.
Woo!
I forget who read the last one, but you tell us about Taylor.
So Taylor is a 27-year-old from Florida as well, just like our last friend, Rome. Taylor is an elementary school counselor. Taylor is a huge fan of the show. She is bringing a strategy of trying to put the house into 3 sides, between 2 different sides and a floating side. That's how she'd like to play the game. She is bringing realness, light, and love with her into the house. She believes that her biggest misconception is that she can be seen as very sweet and innocent until she really starts talking. She has a bit of a bite in the way that she talks. She describes herself as a hero just finishing their villain era. She finds her strength to be that she's likable, and that her weakness is her big mouth. Donnie, tell me, what are you feeling about Taylor?
Well, firstly, going back to the theory on X about Latrice being her mom, like that is the same hairstyle, like literally to a T.
Yeah.
I also know that like Black girls have very limited hairstyles they can wear that like will last for months and months in the house. So like potentially this is just a protective hairstyle that we just see 2 Black women wearing at the same time. Like give them a break. But I will say like the wrap in front for me, I'm like, oh, that's literally the same.
The same color is crazy.
I like Taylor. I may be a little biased. These are the type of people that I like to see on reality TV, like a Mickey character. Rest in peace. Oh, I love Mickey so much.
R.I.P.
Like this is the type of character that I personally like, because she just seems real, and I think that's what I got from her. Like thing, like she's just real. One of the only people to give us like an actual factual strategy.
Yep.
I don't know if I love it. If I'm being honest, I'm like, this feels like you're gonna get caught really easy. but you know what? Let's shoot for the fences. Let's try something. It might not work. Maybe she should simplify a little bit. But I like the way she's thinking, and she seems like she could be like a game changer in that way. Thinking like a Derek, or a Tiffany Mitchell, like someone who's gonna come with a strategy that's really going to control the game. I like that she's thinking. I think she needs to workshop the idea though. Like maybe tweak some things. Like, but it could work. It could work. I just think like, and once she sees the other people come in the house, maybe she's like, okay, maybe I should like, maybe I have a tight 3-person alliance and we all spread out. It doesn't have to be sides. Like, because I don't know how you protect each other that way, and
you
how
can't.
it doesn't get clocked easy. Because it will be like, oh, Taylor doesn't want to put up Pete.
Strange.
They're working together.
Yeah.
Easy. Boom. So yeah, I like her though. I like her a lot. I see her definitely like sticking around, very strong personality. Maybe could rub people the wrong way, and that might get her out early, but I with the other people in the house, I doubt. Like she's not someone who's gonna stick out. What are your thoughts?
I love Taylor. Rise up, school counselors. I'm extremely optimistic on her her chances. I think that she might play up a little bit about having this big mouth and having this crazy strategy. School counselors are really, really great at managing others, really, really great at managing emotions, listening to others, being that empathetic voice. Being an elementary school counselor, she has more patience than I think a lot of people will probably recognize at the jump. And I think that that's extremely helpful in a game like Big Brother, where it takes so long and you need to recognize that process happens over time, not in 20 minutes. So I think that her life and the job that she's working right now is a really, really great transferable experience to the house. this is a super, super young cast. Perhaps her experience in managing children translates pretty closely
Yeah.
to this, cast of a lot of very, very young contestants. She is my winner pick. I am full steam ahead for Taylor. I'll be riding the Taylor train until she is out. Definitely, so definitely making jury. Yeah, I am all 100% for Taylor. This is my girl. And maybe there is a little bit of bias with her being a counselor and always wanting to root for the counselors, but I do think that that's a set of skills that does age you pretty well in Big Brother.
Yeah, I agree. Like knowing how to talk to people, also being the person that like calms people. Like, hey, like,
Yes,
how can we work through these feelings together? Understanding that, like, you know what, Pete, I understand you're upset in that moment. Like, I'm not gonna hold that against you personally. I think she's gonna be able to like really kind of like kind of kind of therapize people in a way that will be
absolutely,
beneficial to like everyone around, but like she can use that to her benefit. And not saying like you can therapize people and not play the game, but I think being able to kind of like connect with people in that way will kind of be invaluable in the house.
absolutely.
I agree. I think she's gonna go far. She's definitely like one of my top 3 picks of this season. I assume like when we go into draft picks, she might be early for you, which is
Yeah,
fine. Which is fine. It's fine. But yeah, I like Taylor a lot. All right. And last but not least, in the main cast, we have Yash. All right.
Yash.
Yash. Also from New Jersey.
Wow.
I think so. So, like a lot of New Jersey people. He describes himself as funny, smart, fresh. He's a casual viewer, but been really hitting the books hard as of lately. I wonder why. Um, his hidden talent is that he's good at mazes. Might help him. I don't know. One thing I really loved that he said is like, I will cross my friends. I don't care. I'm like, you know what?
Thank you.
I love that. And
Yeah.
then his strategy is that he's keeping it to himself. Yeah. So
Okay, Danny, but right.
yeah. What do we feel about our guy Yash?
I'm not getting a lot from him. I think this keeping the strategy to yourself isn't a horrible idea on Big Brother, especially, where when, the scripters are only working with so much material at the start,
Yeah, but tell us.
frame. Yeah.
Tell us.
Tell us, but I think, being able to kind of stay under the radar with how they frame the narrative isn't always the worst way to play the game, to start the game.
Yeah.
Streets are saying that Yash was a last minute addition to the cast. After the original cast release, there was a guy named Levi. He appears to have been cut.
Yeah.
It could have been a mistake that he was, listed on the cast instead of Yash, but Yash was not on the final cast originally. It was Levi. And now we have Yash. So I'm wondering if this means that he's an alternate and if that will affect his approach to the game. Usually alternates play a little bit different, a little bit more aggressive than the average player because they, really are maybe living in the moment a little bit more. So I'm feeling good about that. Donnie, how are you feeling about Yash?
I like Yash. I liked his personality. Like I said, I love the cutthroat energy, not afraid to backstab allies. And like when I say cutthroat, I'm not meaning like people can't trust you, but I do think there's a point sometimes in games like this where you have to cut your ally. Like you have to.
Absolutely.
And I think like if you don't have the ability to do that, it's gonna be really hard for you to win in the end because most likely like and I trust me, guys, I suffer from this. I don't think to cut my allies because I guess subconsciously they're not threats to me, which means that you're threats to them. So you have to be thinking about that. And it's happened to me twice. I know, crazy. But yeah, like it's something that you have to think about. Like if you don't cut your allies, most likely they might be planning to cut you. I will say in a game like Big Brother, it might be more likely to make it to the end with allies. But like I think I need people in the jury also who are gonna champion me. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, get them out. Like Put me on the block next to them. I'll sit next to them while they get voted out. I don't care. I'll throw the veto. So yeah. So anything like that, I definitely think that's a good strategy. I kind of like that he's like a casual viewer, but like really doing his research. I think like you said, like one day thinking, and honestly, how quickly all this happened, it could have been like an hour or
Yeah.
so when he found out he's gonna actually play, which could be why he didn't really have a big answers for us. He didn't really have time to like prepare. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I kind of like this like young person in the house, like who's gonna be just give like some fresh energy to the house. I like Josh. I see him making jury for sure. He
Mm.
was the other person where I'm like, I see him maybe getting a longer roam, unfortunately. But I also see him getting along with the women really well. He's a very handsome fella. So I
Mm.
see that happening too. So yay.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I think I really like that he describes himself as fresh. That could either be really good or really bad, depending on how
Mhm.
his fresh approach is to Big Brother. But yeah, I
Mhm.
think we got a jury player here in Yash.
Yes. Yay, Yash. And I think it would probably be the best news ever to be an alternate and get called that you're coming on the show.
Ugh.
Probably the worst
Right?
news ever if you thought you were on the cast and then you weren't. I would feel so horrible. Both I would
Devastating.
feel I would feel devastated. Or like there was a girl like a few seasons ago who got COVID and like
Oh my
couldn't do this,
God.
like,
Yeah.
and they still have never contacted her back for the show either. So that really
Diva.
sucks. Like
Bald
and
headed
then
diva.
but Claire replaced her, and we love
Mm-hmm.
Claire, so
It was meant to
I
be.
love it. All right, so then we got some murmurs of some other
Ooh.
house guests entering the house. I know this is long, guys. Stick with us. We're almost done. We three more people. We just have so much to say. We don't know these people, so we're giving you all the thoughts we have. First up from the returning cast, well, I guess the only returning player that we know of at this point is your favorite, Miss Angela Murray from Big
Oh my
Brother
God.
season 24.
We
Yeah,
are so
26.
lucky.
26, not 4. How do you feel? Tell us your thoughts about Angela being on
I
our skins again.
adore Angela. She is so funny to watch. She is Big Brother Gold all the time, 24/7. You turn on the live feeds and she's there. It is funny. It is entertaining to watch. She is having a good time. She knows what she's doing and she sells it really well. I love the way that Angela plays the game. I think it is going to be extremely difficult for her to play a similar game twice. I am
Yeah.
very, very nervous about Angela's chances in this game. I mean, the week one, fan edit of BB26 about how she just shuts down Matt, you know,
Yeah.
conversation after conversation is
Icon.
so, so legendary. I don't know how you
Mhm.
wouldn't target her first.
Yeah.
Love her. I don't see her going very far. I think she's pre-jury. Donnie, how are
Yeah.
you feeling about Angela?
I think of all these like 3 special appearances, unfortunately, Angela is in the most inopportune position,
Yeah.
being the only one who has played the game before out of the
Mm-hmm.
entire house. And then secondly, her reputation like precedes her. Like if
Yeah.
you know anything about you don't even have to be a deep long-term fan to know about Angela. And I do think like she really, really provided a lot of drama and angst and just like very what am I trying to say? She provided a lot to the season that she was on, season 26. And I agree. I think if I'm putting myself in the house, it'd be very hard to work with Angela.
Yeah.
I would think that she's not loyal. I would think that she cannot keep a secret. I would think that she would turn on me at the drop of a dime, and I would not want to even try to play with that. And I think she'll have a lot of character maneuvering, troubleshooting to do to even put herself in a position where people don't see her as a threat. I'm hoping, and I don't love it when they do this, but maybe they give her at least like a small pass to like the second week or something, like so she can at least like try to gain some footing in the game because she is coming in at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see Angela winning, unfortunately. I don't think she's gonna be one of those people that come back and like, you know, takes over. Unfortunately.
I think
But
in the
we love
world of
her. But we love
yeah,
her.
yeah. I think in the world of modern Big Brother, she is one of those figureheads of what the show has become, and she is so referential, self-referential throughout the show, the way that they use clips of her. I find it hard for people to feel like they'd be safe in a house with her with America votes.
Yeah.
I think she has a lot of, boost just from that.
No way she would. No way she would.
And she's going to hog other people's screen time. She's going to hog the camera.
We
And
love Angela. Everyone loves Angela. I
yeah,
guess except people who live with her, but
yeah,
we love her. So yeah, Angela definitely pre-jury, but I'm hoping to be surprised by her.
please.
Please surprise us. So one of the next confirmed people that we have coming into the game is Mr. Rick Devens from Survivor. He plays season 38 and season 50. Did pretty well both times.
Hmm.
What are you feeling about Rick being on the show?
I love Rick. I cheered Devins on during Edge of Extinction. I cheered Devins on during Survivor 50. I love his zeal, his like lust for life. He feels very much like a SpongeBob SquarePants type character to me.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
He's just like so
100%.
happy-go-lucky. He's here to have fun. I like especially felt that during Survivor 50. So I am so excited to see where he goes with this. I think he's going to be a pleasure to watch on the feeds. He's extremely well spoken, so I think that'll help as well with the DRs. Really excited to get his newscaster voice back. Donnie, how are you feeling about Rick?
I think Rick is a great choice to be on the show. I also don't know how threatening Rick is, like, to
Yeah,
be on the show. Like,
yeah.
I think like someone who watches Survivor will know Rick Devens. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if some people who don't know Survivor that well would know much about him, to be quite honest. I will say like one of the last things they probably saw is him on 50, but he didn't win. And he went
Yeah,
home at 6. So like I don't think he's a big threat, and I think it's a very different game than Survivor. Like I think Rick does really well on the bottom, and using idols and all that. But like Big Brother doesn't have a lot of those mechanics that like you can't hide a fake idol. Like
yeah.
it's against the rules. You can't
That's true.
lie about anything. So Rick is definitely gonna have to play a very, very different game to really gain some ground, but I also don't think it's impossible for him to do it. Uh, and I'm actually excited to see, like, in a way, I feel like Big Brother is more of his wheelhouse than Survivor because I think he plays himself into a corner in Survivor where he doesn't have a lot of ways to maneuver. But I think
Yeah,
not being eligible to get voted out at any point at any time gives him a lot more like flexibility. So, like, if he could just convince one person not to put him up, he could make a pretty deep run, I feel like, in my opinion.
mm-hmm.
So, it's a good choice. Honestly, I wasn't expecting Rick from season 50 if we're gonna pick a male from
Me neither.
50. I would have picked Rizzo, actually.
Rizzo would be a good
But
choice.
but understandably, like Rick really did like squeeze every bit of ounce of fun and excitement that he could out of season 50. And of course, like they want to bring that over to their other show too. So I think Rick, people are gonna follow him to watch the show. I like him.
Absolutely.
I see him actually being a jury, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. Like seventh or sixth place.
Yeah.
It
6. He
seems
likes
like
6.
that area really fits well for him.
Yeah. I actually think I feel like honestly he'll play like Sari. Like I think like he
Yeah,
won't cause Sari, like when she was in the house, like I think it took her a little bit to find her footing, but I think she definitely did. And the fact that he's coming in with 2 other people, who I think he's kind of the third in the line of like who I'm gonna be looking at, I think it's a good place for him to be, honestly. Like I think he lucked out coming with Angela and D allegedly.
Yeah.
So
I
Rick,
also adore that
I'm
he takes
excited.
risks, like the Mr. Beast
Oh,
coin
the
flip. That's
risk.
awesome. Like we
Like
need people like that to activate Pandora's box.
we need to get him. We really Pandora's box is gonna be a part of this season. Time trip? Are you joking?
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be part. And we need him to push the button. But
Mhm.
also, like, I know there's gonna be powers to give like people in the house. Rick would be a perfect person to vote to get a power because I think he would use it in a good way. Like, we're not gonna see someone like Rick go home with the advantage that he could have used to help himself in the game. So, when we don't need to see that anymore. No Zacks on this season, please. Thank you. Uh,
Please.
I like Zach, but like not going home with something in his pocket. No thanks. All right,
Absolutely not.
and last but certainly not least, we have our girl, D,
D.
winner of Survivor 45, first member of the jury in Survivor 50, coming to our screens. Honestly, might be the first person to kind of play Survivor, Big Brother, and the challenge. I
Yeah.
think maybe I can be
I
fact
think
corrected on this. I don't know,
I
but
think that's correct. Yeah.
which is impressive. How are we feeling about D?
I am just so concerned for her mental health. She is going on all these shows back to back to back to back to back, and it's got to do a toll on you. I am
Yeah.
stoked for her that she's getting that bag and she's making another appearance. I am a big fan of her. I was rooting for her on
Mm,
45. She was my winner pick from the jump.
mm. Yeah, I
One of
think she
the
did the challenge after 50. So she did
yeah.
50 and then the challenge, and then she
Now she's on Big
watched
Brother.
herself on TV, and now
Yeah.
she's on. Yeah.
So like I want her to do really well. I think that her reputation precedes herself. I think that she does have that bigger target
Mhm.
than Rick. I think that she's coming in, kind of as a number 2 to Angela. Maybe, Angela's Leah of 2020 or of Big Brother 28 as compared to 26.
Yeah.
She's going to be a huge threat. I wonder if the other women in the house will find her to be a threat. She also does have that girls vibe to her, so maybe she gets along with, those girls like Melody and Ashley and can form something
Taylor and
there.
her are gonna hit it off,
Yeah.
100%. Mhm.
What are your thoughts on D?
I think there's something to say with Rick and both D. They have not played Big Brother before. So like
Yeah.
even though they come from another show, people might assume like, oh my god, like they're gonna be such a huge threat. Big Brother is very different than Survivor. And I think we've
Yeah.
seen that from other players. Like I think of like a Hayden. Like Hayden was able to win Big
Mm-hmm.
Brother, but not able to win Survivor. Beast Mode Cowboy made it pretty far in Big Brother, but really didn't make a big dent in Survivor both times that he
At
played.
all.
One
Yeah.
time, not his fault, but like, so I think that like it is a very different show. I think that we'll be able to really get to know Dee in a way that we have not gotten to know her, which I'm excited because I think she's gonna bring us like the spice that we need in this
Yeah.
season. I don't think she's gonna be afraid to go toe to toe with people, and I do think
No.
she's going to push her agenda the way that she wants to, and I think if she can easily, like in my opinion, Dee's strategy should be come in, throw Angela under the bus. Angela has played the game before. None of the rest of us have. And that should be like, if she can get out Angela first, I do think that Dee can maybe kind of really integrate herself in the game. I also see a world where she can play with Angela, and that could be, like, oh, where the reality stars coming in. But I
Exactly.
do think 14 against 3 is just not gonna bode well for them. So
Not at
I
all.
think they need to eat one of their own, and then Rick and D can actually like play the game the way that they want to, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I because she's won $1 million before, I don't think I will let her touch the jury if I was.
Fair. Yeah. I think if I was playing the game, I would play the same way. If
Mhm.
let someone like that get to the end, they've proven they can convince a jury.
Yeah,
And
I
and,
agree.
and in I think what a lot of people would say was a closer than expected final tribal council.
Yeah. even and also like I will say like I think she had a big sway in season 50 jury and like how the
Absolutely.
vote went. So like not only is she can convince the jury in the jury, she can convince the jury outside of the jury. So like that's not someone who I want there personally.
Yep.
And D is very, very dominant. And we know that about her. I think like people like, for instance, like Selena are gonna recognize D right away and be like,
Yeah.
but I think Selena's gonna want to work with D. Like I also think there's a chance where like D, Rick, Selena, Drew, Lyric, where like we've all been on other shows before. Let's all work together. People are gonna see us as a threat individually, but like if we're all together, it kind of lessens the threat around the whole thing. So I don't know.
Absolutely.
I like them all. That is our cast. Allegedly. We don't also I will say D is an alleged castmate. I've seen it confirmed in a bunch of places except Big Brother. So like I think it's fair to say it's true, but allegedly just in case they throw something wild at us like JK, she's not. We
We've seen
tricked you.
crazier.
Yeah. So that's our Big Brother cast. I know this is such a long episode, so thank you all for listening to us. I was gonna say we should do the draft, but I'm almost wondering if we should wait to pick our draft picks until after we watch the first episode tomorrow.
Yeah, I would say wait until we have that full cast because I didn't even I thought that D was confirmed. I had no idea and I was thinking about picking her. So that makes
You're
me
like,
change my
just in
strategy.
case, yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case, like things happen that we don't know. We're gonna wait until tomorrow's episode, I guess today, because I'll probably release this tomorrow. And yeah, we'll just wait until pick our draft picks. But I do know your winner pick is Taylor. That is the person that you're choosing to win the game.
Do you have a winner pick?
I do. I think my winner pick, and it's like hard because I want Selena Cities to win. That's why I want to be my winner pick.
Yeah.
But I do think Barrett is going to do really well in this game. So my winner pick is going to be Barrett.
Good choice.
Just from my first initial picks. Who do you think is going to be the first HOH?
I'm thinking it's going to be Angela, Rick, or D.
Nice. I like that. I was going to say, like, I feel like people typically play scared. And if I know Big Brother in my head, they might introduce those three players after
Oh,
the
yeah.
HOH. And I think if that's the case, I think Rome is going to be our first
No.
HOH. I think that's what I'm predicting. I see it. He wants to win every competition. I think he's bold enough to go for it right away, straight out of the gate. Or like Lyric, someone like Lyric who's going to go for the HOH. I can see that.
Yeah.
But I think Rome, that's what I'm picturing. And I think we get the Angela Rome off very quickly in the season. That's my guess. Who's your first boot?
My first boot, I want my first boot to be Rome. I want what happened to Matt happened to Rome. That's what I'm hoping in my heart of hearts. Who is your first boot?
My first boot, I think it's Haley. I think Haley gives first boot. I think that unfortunately, I just don't think people are gonna mesh with her well in the house, and I think it's gonna be the easy consensus. It's gonna be like, who don't we talk to? Haley. Like, and I think people are gonna be like, yeah, I don't really connect with her well. Me either. And it's gonna be like,
Okay.
well, let's just vote her out. Like, it's easy, no harm, no foul. That is my guess. Any last minute thoughts about? We just revealed the entire cast. I know it's a lot of people, 17 to be exact, and we have a lot of things to say about them. But do you have any hopes for this season? Like, what are you hoping to get out of it?
I am hoping for a season of fun, a season of hijinks, and a season of no love because all of these cast members are talking about how they want to get into showmances.
Yeah. It's not Love Island. We don't want to see it. Please, no. Actually, like most of them said that, and I'm like, ugh. Like I saw someone on X say or Twitter. I like to say Twitter. They said this looks like people who were rejects from Love Island.
I saw that too. Yep. And you know what? They're kind of right.
I want drama. Give me drama this season. Give me dynamic gameplay, and give me like a winner who like plays from start to finish. Like I love Ashley. I think she was a great winner based on the game that was played. Do I think she deserved the win out of everyone in the cast? No. And I
Yeah.
want out of the person to win this season to be the like clear front runner, or like the person like who is in final two with them is like, this is the second person. Like it can go either way. I don't necessarily want it to be like such a like lopsided final two. So like whatever that
Yeah.
means, I want like a clean like, ooh, like give me like, I want the person who's gonna be the winner emerge in this first episode, and Big Brother can craft their storyline from this first episode all the way to the $750,000. That is
We
my
could only hope. We can only
That's what
hope.
I'm hoping. Yes. Well, thank you all so much for listening. Again, I know this is a long episode. It's just kind of like our pre-thoughts, but we'll be a little more concise once the show starts and we like see things are happening and all of that. Yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you for joining me too, Pete.
Thank you
Excited
for
for
having me,
this one.
Donnie. I'm excited for our continued coverage of the Big Brother season.
Yeah, we got a lot to say, guys. We got a lot to say. If you can't tell, this is like Rob has a podcast long. By the way, 1 hour 53 minutes. Sorry.
Oh, good Lord.
All right, peace out. Thanks for listening.
Your typical podcast.